Ubisoft just dropped yesterday the long-awaited Year 1 post-launch roadmap for Assassin's Creed Shadows, and it got me actually pretty excited for the future of the game, because they are promising from the regular bug fixes and improvements for the game. For example, huge parkour features, new game plus photo mode that is adding poses, facial expressions, more filters, new playable content and much more. So let's go over everything in this video, and of course if you feel like I left something out, fill the gaps in the comments down below. So almost everything in this roadmap is gonna be free, except the first DLC if you didn't pre-order the game, and of course some additional helix store items, packs. Those are gonna cost real money, anywhere from $10 to $20, which is in my opinion a pretty penny for cosmetics in the game. At least so far the helix packs hasn't been that game changing in my opinion. But what is interesting are those special collaborations, because they are under the regular content, and the expansion, new items in exchange, new rewards, they are separate. And in my understanding the regular content should be free for everybody, so I absolutely have no clue what those special collaborations will be. If they are gonna be armor sets, crossovers like we had one in AC Origins with Final Fantasy, and of course the crossover from AC Valhalla with Cassandra from AC Odyssey, or are they gonna be something else? I don't have any ideas at the moment. But let's try to break everything down from the first topic object from the roadmap. It is gonna be the first story drops, and actually I will be leaving Ubisoft original video and of course the small article they released with this in the description box down below if you want to check them out. But in the nutshell, the new story drops is gonna be basically meaning we are getting new quests, storylines, backstories. But the article says the coming months of post-launch will also include multiple free content additions we are calling story drops. These new free quests will introduce new player abilities, new allies, new world activities, and provide deeper looks and backstories for some of your favorite characters. Each new piece of content expanding on the main game. Our first story drop will be part of early May update and is called The Works of Louis Froy, or Louis Froys. It will give you a deeper look at the titular historical Jesuit scholar who works about the Sengoku period of Japan endures to this day. That is sounding a quest line to me, so probably 1 to 2 hours of new content of quests, but we'll see. So my guess would go to 6th of May 2025, 5 days from now. Also the early May title update is gonna be adding codex update, which actually could mean more in-depth codex items, or even perhaps a play button. At least this is what I'm hoping for, that they are adding the play button so we can listen instead of reading while looking at the art, images. If it's just additions to the codex page, I wonder why they are not calling it new codex entries. And last thing, on the first title update on May, they are going to give us quality of life improvements, so probably bug fixes, and personally I am hoping they are fixing the Katsuhime, because that thing is annoying as hell. We actually got a quest item if you are one of the unlucky ones who got the cutscene where Katsuhime is breaking up with Naue with or without a reason. So hopefully that quest item will be handy after this update, fingers crossed, or that could mean some other changes, but like I said, we will see soon enough. And of course I will be here covering everything when it unfolds, so stay tuned for the channel by hitting that subscribe button and turning on the notifications so you won't ever miss anything. Our second part of the roadmap will be late May, so either 20th or 27th of May most likely, is one of the most requested things from the players. So it is gonna be the huge parkour update where Ubisoft is adding height gaining back and side ejects alongside with brand new vertical ledge jump and no, I don't think this is gonna be manual jump at will at any point. So only when you are about to do a parkour and there is no option to wall run, basically. And the article is actually saying, for all you deep parkour enthusiasts, we'll be adding new parkour interactions and optimizations, with the first update coming later in May. In this first update we will be adding the often requested height gaining back eject, fully reanimated height gaining side ejects, and a brand new parkour move called vertical ledge jump. And this is important, allowing both characters to jump and grab onto lower overhangs, the move that is handy when wall runs are not an option. And they are also saying they are gonna be adding more little parkour tricks and improvements over the course of the year as they are perfecting them to keep us on our toes. And yeah, this is actually one of the things I'm excited about and full of hope actually for this game, because this seems to be the very first time they are actually listening to the community, trying to implement everything that we are throwing at them into the game to make the game better. So keep throwing the ideas across my channel, other channels, directly to Ubisoft. It doesn't matter, just do it, because yes, I honestly think they are listening to us, finally. Because yours truly is still just a little bit salty about the New Game Plus thing with AC Valhalla, and spoilers if you haven't played that game, they never added to New Game Plus, even though Ubisoft said at the time it was gonna be the very last thing they are gonna add to that game, but yeah, it is what it is, I guess. Also, with the parkour update, we are also getting photo mode update, which is personally more exciting to me than the parkour one, because to be honest, I suck at parkour. And in my humble opinion, I take decent photos at time to time. Finally, I have been requesting this for ages, that they are adding expressions, poses into the photo mode, and now they are finally doing it, so I'm so excited about this one. Also, they are adding ambient music into the photo mode, so I kinda understand that, because just watching silently around the game, it can get boring if you are taking a lot of pictures, so having a little bit ambient music can be fun. It is actually nice little fun thing in my opinion. And also there will be a time slider, so you can change the time of day on will, which is absolutely perfect and much needed for the photo mode. And I definitely hope they are keeping these updates, these improvements for the future games, such as Assassin's Creed Hexe. That is probably coming in 2026 or so, or 7. Also, the late May update roadmap is saying it is gonna be the first special collaboration, and also note it is saying it is gonna be free, but honestly I don't think it is going to be the Cassandra crossover DLC, not just yet to be honest, since they are already adding so much in this month. So let me know your predictions in the comments, what those special collaborations will be and what you are actually hoping them to be. If you want them to be free gear, quests, or something else entirely, I'm keen to hear. So moving on to the last announced quote-unquote free story drop in this roadmap at least, which is coming sometime in June. This second story drop is gonna be adding new free quests, new ally for our leagues, and hopefully it won't be as bugged as previously mentioned Katsuhime. New difficulty settings, gameplay immersion options, and that is meaning we can toggle off those black and white filters for the abilities, assassinations, and also the outliners when we are doing the stealth. And that is getting a huge thumbs up from me at least. And if you're liking that feature, remember to hit the like for this video. Also in the June update we will be having the option for all platforms to toggle our headgears on in the cutscenes. For some that is a big deal, for me it is something in the middle, I would say. But yeah, more the merrier, am I right? And last thing, with the June update, it is gonna be the open world alarm system, so we are gonna encounter hostile guardians throughout the world. I actually have seen individual guardians traveling with some patrols in the world, but they haven't paid any attention to me unless I have been wanted. So I actually don't know if my game has been time traveling and shit. I honestly don't know. And also let me know if you have encountered those guardians with patrols before. And if so, then I think this update is adding more in-depth, more guardians to hunt you down. Kinda like the mercenary system in AC Odyssey, but not as good, if that makes sense. But moving on to the last thing, the free content to come without even a month or months. So around July, August area, I think, for the New Game Plus community feedback updates. So definitely bombard your ideas towards Ubisoft so they can implement them as soon as they can. New story drops, so more playable free content, more special collaborations, codex updates, Animus content, so probably a totally new battle pass, new stuff to the vault, aka the Shadows version of the modern day, and also we are getting some new rewards. Definitely more in depth for the modern day, new helix items that we can earn for free by doing the weeklies and the battle pass. Around that time we are getting optional paid content for the first story expansion, which, considering all of the information out there, seems to be continuation for the epilogue of the game, aka it is giving us the full story of the main game, which I personally disagree with that decision to cut out the main game to have an expansion. So I absolutely will be praying that the price tag hasn't been jacked up 30 or 40 bucks or so, because around 10 hours of content, one new weapon for now way, I think 15-20 bucks should be absolute max for that one, because we are also getting new helix packs, gears, items in the helix store, and so far the chroma packs have been costing 20 bucks each, which I still think is a ridiculous price for a single player game, but gladly they are not game-changing gear, at least not yet. But who knows, because in Valhalla we got tons of helix packs and some of them were ridiculously overpowered. And of course I'm gonna cover those packs in this channel when they are coming, whether I like them or not, showing you the perks, look of the gear. Probably I won't be testing them because I am not gonna use real money for those packs, but if you are, it is totally up to you. But before this ramble is turning into rant or something like that, this was called a year 1 roadmap, and I don't think this is even close to everything we are getting this year. The dates, or to be more precise, the months are stopping in June, so summer months, so we are still having the fall and winter. So definitely there will be more in this year. I think the second expansion is probably coming around the holidays of Christmas, New Year, probably, or early 2026. So what we actually could expect that is not shown in the year 1 roadmap, definitely more Animus projects, helix items, perhaps the second expansion in late 2025, early 2026, and more ideas from the community turned into reality in-game with regular title updates for the game. As I said, I'm excited about this, but to be disappointed a little bit, I was hoping on news about the legacy outfits from the previous titles. Unfortunately, nothing seems to be indicating that we are getting those anytime soon. And before we are ending, Ubisoft is having a huge sale, so check out my latest video to get more information about that. But for now, see you in the next one. Skatha, over and out.
None of you will be unscathed.